Hello everyone, I'm Katrina, and in this video I'm going to show you how to clean up and optimize your WordPress database. By doing this, your page will run a little bit faster, and that is always a good thing. So before we begin, I want to give a quick shout out of thanks to Anthony for the suggestion for this video. On my YouTube channel, Anthony left me a note that reads, "Hi Katrina, how about a tutorial on the prevention and/or reduction of bloat in WordPress websites? It seems to save every iteration ever made of all files. Thanks." Well, thanks Anthony, because that is such a great suggestion, and I've recently been using a really cool plugin called WP Optimize to help optimize the database of my WordPress websites. With this particular plugin, you can very easily remove spam and unapproved comments. You can also remove all of those different revisions that you refer to when you are creating a post in WordPress. So for example, going back to my website right here, when I click on blog, then when I click on this particular blog post and then click on edit, we can see in the edit view that I've got a lot of different revisions, 17 revisions actually, here related to this particular post. So every time in WordPress that you make a change to one post, WordPress will save that revision in the database, which will pretty much just keep piling up until you remove those different revisions. So, and if you keep those revisions, well then you're just using a lot of extra space in your database that you really don't need, and it can tend to slow down your page. So here we can see the revisions right here. When you click on screen options at the top, if you have the revisions box checked, you can also see all of those revisions down below right here, when they were created, the date, the time, and things like that. So here are all the different revisions for this one post. Now imagine if you have hundreds of blog posts and you've got hundreds of revisions for each blog post. We can just calculate, kind of sum it all up. It's going to be a lot of extra revisions saved in the database that really we're not using at all. So it's best to clean those up, get rid of them so that the database is optimized and it doesn't really have all that bloat that Anthony refers to. So in this particular site right here, I'm going to add the plugin WP Optimize by going to Plugins. Then I'm going to click on Add New at the top to add a new plugin. I'm going to do a search for WP Optimize. Then I'm going to click on Search Plugins, and here we can see it is at the top. It has almost 5 stars total out of 274 ratings, which is really awesome. And when we click on details, we can see that this particular plugin has been downloaded close to 1 million times, which is awesome. And it was last updated 2 days ago. So thank you, Ruhani, for creating this awesome plugin. You can read more about the plugin here on the left-hand side. I'm just going to install it by clicking on Install Now. Then once the plugin has been successfully installed, I'm going to click on Activate Plugin to activate the plugin. Once the plugin has been activated, on the left-hand side, you'll see WP Optimize here on the left-hand sidebar. I'm going to click on that, and here we can see all the different settings for this particular plugin. Now, it's always a good idea before you do anything with this plugin to make sure that you do have a backup of your WordPress website. So if you have not yet backed up your site, I encourage you to do so. I do have another video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to create a backup using the WordPress website Backup to Dropbox plugin, and I'll be sure to drop a link to that video if you want to check it out. Once your website has been backed up, we can come back to our settings here for the WP Optimize plugin, and we can see here are the cleanup options right here. You can clean up all post revisions. At the moment, I have 54 post revisions in my database that I really don't need. You can also clean up auto draft posts and posts in trash, and you can remove spam comments and comments in the trash. If you'd like to check out any of these other options, you can do so here as well. I'm not going to touch those. I'm just going to leave the default settings set right here. Here on the right hand side, we can see the actions, which include optimizing the database tables by clicking on this checkbox and then clicking on process. Before I do that, however, I just want to go over a few more things related to this plugin, including down below here we have the status log, where you can see the current database size of your website as well as how much space you can save and the total cleanup overall. Now also when you click on the tables button right here, you can see the exact tables that will be be cleaned up. We can see on the right-hand side all the overhead currently on my website. All these different numbers in red represent space that can be cleaned up. And once again, it tells you the total size of the database and the optimization possibility, the space that can be saved. The next thing is the settings. This is a really cool feature about this particular plugin. In the event that you want to keep your revisions and you don't want to delete all of the revisions, but you'd like to keep some of the more recent revisions, you can specify how many weeks of data you want to save and how much you want to get rid of. So if I want to actually keep the last 2 weeks of data, I would click on here, set it to 2 or however many number of weeks I want to save it for, and then I would click on this box here that says Save Settings. Also, if you are running this particular plugin ongoing, then you can click on this box here to enable this particular plugin in the admin bar up above. So when I click on that, then I click on Save Settings. Then when I click on click here to refresh, now we can see that the WP Optimize button now shows up in my toolbar at the top when I'm logged into my WordPress website, which is really cool. So these are the main settings of the WP Optimize plugin. The last step is to actually clean up and optimize the database of this particular website by going back to the optimizer right here and clicking on Process. So I'm going to click on Process right now. And once I click on the process button, then we'll see down below the new status log with the current database size, as well as the amount of space that has been saved within the database. You'll also see all the different item detail related to things that have been deleted or removed from the database. In this particular example, we see that I have 54 post revisions were deleted, 1 auto draft was deleted, 16 items were removed from trash, and I didn't have any spam, but if I did have any kind of spam comments, we would see those comments deleted here as well. So this is just a really quick and easy way to clean up the tables within your WordPress database to help the database run a little bit faster. So thank you, Anthony, for the great suggestion. I hope this video was helpful to everyone. If it was, please feel free to leave me a comment below, like the video, or share this video with your friends. I will be coming out with more videos related to WordPress Genesis and how to build your business on the web. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Last but not least, all the conversation continues on my website at 77webstudio.com, so feel free to head on over to my website to continue the conversation. Until next time, I hope you have a great week and continue learning new skills that help you to build your business on the web.